Wake up, little Timmy, it's time for more achievements. So I was looking through my Heart of Iron 4 achievements and wondering why I hadn't selected a few to actually complete by now. Mostly down to laziness. That's not saying I don't enjoy doing some achievements. I usually do them when I'm not recording, just as something to do in the background that not really pay too much attention to. But there is one that I said that I would always save for a video. One that is essentially a guaranteed world conquest, absolute torture fest. And that is a wonderful little achievement that you have to do as Portugal called Macau My Day. As Portugal, create a collaboration government in Macau and have it own all Chinese states. Yep. Now, evidently speaking, obviously, we start off with Macau. We can get it to a collab state very quickly. Because things got changed recently where they put the default garrison to military government, though, we want to go ahead and merely put that to civilian oversight. But yeah, obviously, I don't own much of China, and I need to own all of China. And the biggest, most groundbreaking part about all of this is that obviously Japan will go to war with China and they'll take a lot in the peace conference, but on top of that, Japan then goes to war with the Allies, and the Allies usually eat a lot of this in the peace conference. So realistically speaking, for me to do this, I'm probably going to have to kill the Allies and Japan in a very late stage game of the war, which let's go. I'm sure there's 5 billion different ways to cheese this, but we're not going to do that today. In fact, you know what? Well, I might actually do, which I never ever actually do for achievements, and I might go off historical. You see, I already know that this is going to be incredibly horrible to do. I might as well just embrace it and make it potentially even worse. I'm sure some people like doing achievements off of historical, and you're essentially rolling a dice on whether or not you're going to have a game, or whether or not democratic Germany will spawn. But yeah, we'll see what the RNG Jesus has given us today. I guarantee it's probably not going to be anything good, though. Alright, so I think what we want to do is get ourselves the fascist government in charge today, because them and the communists are the only real ones that are going to be beneficial for us, because they can justify and get manpower. Going the royal wedding and getting Brazil ain't gonna help us if we can't declare war on anyone. And because we already showed off the Latin American communism fun path, we're just not gonna do that today, and we're gonna do the non-fun fascist path. As you can see from our starting lineup, we are truly one of the nations in Heart of Iron 4. Oh god, I just realized as well, if the UK goes decolonization, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life, because the game is gonna go to a snail's pace. Always go ahead and trust a man called Jose, because Jose is, you know, kind of like the Spanish version of my name, which is Joe, or if you're Spanish, Ho. Okay, I already just saw some of them might throw a spanner in the wrench. The Japanese young officer corps just overthrew the government, so we're going for a monarchist Japan playthrough. So yeah, this is pretty much gonna put them at war with the Soviets, but they can still go to war with China, because the communists will start infiltrating Manchuria and stuff, so we're gonna see what happens there. Huh. Did see this one coming. Oh, there you go, the Spanish War's kicked off, and we are going to support the nationalists and go down to national syndicalism. I'm sure there's guides on how to do, like, all these achievements really efficiently, but I like to just ruin my own mental health and do them my own way. So you should never really watch my videos on how to effectively do an achievement. Because I'm not qualified. The nationalists aren't doing too well. Do you think the Carlists are about to explode out of them? They probably are. Wow, this guy just gives weekly stability 0.10%. Yeah, don't mind if I do. That's pretty good. Being debated. It was in fact the anarchists that have exploded. Here we go. So if the UK does fall apart, we can go to war with India too. So we get a little collab down here, and that'd be very good for us. Very, very good. But the star of the show, the Provisional Government of China, our little beacon of hope. I stand corrected, for the Carlists have in fact shown their little faces, and Spain has never looked prettier. That's not too good. The nationalists lost, which means we're either going to get a democratic, communist, or cringe Spain. Is it happening? Will India break free? Oh, I just saw it. India just broke free. Okay, priority number 1, we're going to take India. To do that, we're going to need to get fascism, though, which I think I can do now. Can I do that? I can do that now. Sorry, Ogmuk, but you're going to have to be put on the back burner. There we go. We are now great and Portugal. Time to kill India. I was originally gonna naval invade over here because they had all their troops on my border, but Pakistan's exploded from them, so I'm just gonna do the normal way now and just kill them. Invading India isn't too bad, and in fact, the more land we actually take, the more powerful my vassal gets, because they have all of these states as cores, so I'm now immediately trying to get all their manpower into my army. Go! Now, we gotta make sure as well that we give all this land to our puppet and don't take it ourselves as greedy as we'd like to be. Wowzers, amazing. We have stolen the British colony, and you can now garrison my African colonies. And because they're a collab government too, we pretty much get all of their factories on top of that, so that is fantastico. I'm going to attempt to kill Guangxi, because there's no Chinese United Front, nothing's happened here. I'm just a bit worried someone might guarantee them. The world's wacky right now. Poland's green, that's how you know things have gone wacky. What I said about Japan still going to war with China, well yeah, that just happened. It's just China and then China right now. It's not China or China or China or China, but we'll see where it goes. Before we can get them, we invade Guangxi over here, I'm going to go ahead and try to get a naval invasion over here with my Indian troops. They're so ready and starving, technically. And then if I get the landing, hopefully, bring a bunch of troops away from the border and it'll make my life easier. Oh my god, they have so many troops. We got it. I was not expecting them to have this many troops, so I won't lie. Join the People's Front. Who's that? Oh, okay, that's that. Oh. When did that happen? The dawn of the Afghanistan coalition between Estonia and Afghanistan. What did I just miss out on? What is going on? Hello? Oh, the Germans are just at war with the French and the Russians, and Japan joined their faction. I'm not sure about that one. So yeah, things got a little bit weird. Poland declared war on me at some point. I didn't even realize, and America is with Poland, perhaps. I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell because they declared war on me after they capitulated. So yeah, that's a little bit wacky. I try and explain what else is going on in Europe, but I really couldn't, even if I really tried. And it doesn't help that China keeps flipping between 10 different warlords, and they refuse to capitulate. The Iberian Union. Either I say yes on the gamers or they get a war goal on me. Okay. I'm gonna need some troops over in the mainland very quickly. We can kind of give ourselves some time here. You will never take me alive, you silly Billy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to keep troops back in Portugal now because he's gonna come get me. Who went to war? What war was that? Oh, the Soviets are dead. Okay, that's what happened. And yeah, Afghanistan. Allied to Denmark. Well, yeah, someone killed the US. I don't have any points because I didn't get involved. I don't even know who killed them. Sure. I'll take it. God, it's finally over. We need to see how much we can take here now. Okay, there we go. That is pretty much all of China. Almost all of China. There's still so much work to do, though. Now that I got all of China, I just annexed my Indian puppet because I need factories, and I've been building factories in them non-stop. Yeah, I look back in Europe, and where the hell did Spain go? Okay, so the next big problem is I need to kill Japan. And Japan's in the Axis, but the Allies still exist, so maybe I can get friendly with them. Nope. I went to take Shanxi, but no, they've been guaranteed by Sweden and Colombia. Oh. Wait, no, that's not my India. There's another. Okay, thank you. Don't have one on me. That's good. I think me annexing India have just shaved my bacon there. I guess the worst part about declaring war on Shanxi is they called in the Swedish faction, obviously, who then called in all the remnants of the British Raj faction. But thankfully, it looks like the UK's dealing with it. Oh my god, the US was in this, and they. Oh, wait a second. I'm about to get a navy. I'm about to get a large navy. UK's now justifying on me for Kashmir. Can I be a bit tricky here and just do that. Don't you get a core on Kashmir? You don't get a core on Kashmir. We're kind of screwed here. I'm assuming I'm going to have to kill the UK anyway for Hong Kong. So I guess in we go. Yep, here go the British. It's going to be a long war. We need to kill the Italians, the French, and the British. Hopefully, because they have more people over here, we don't have to come to the New World, because I might actually lose my marbles, and I don't even know where I left them in the first place. Alright, Germans just made my life 20 billion times easier here, because they just invited the Russians into their faction, and I don't know why, but the Russians were allied with the UK, and yeah, they're doing the work, although this does come with the downside later, because I still need to fight the Germans, because they're allied to the Japanese. I can't join anyone else's faction, made my own. Okay, I've been spamming submarines just so I could go ahead and invade the UK, because the US Navy we found did get a lot of it done, but not enough. And we're going to try and get over here and then build an air force and try and take Ireland or something. I don't know. It's going to be a bit difficult. Look at that. Not even garrisoned. Easy. Sucks. Alright, so next we want to take Ireland and use it as just like our portable aircraft carrier to take over the UK, because we're going to need it. I guess you tried your best there, UK. Now it's time for my best. You know, a big problem I've thought about here is that I literally have like no war score in this war. So this is just gonna make the Germans even more powerful, and I need to kill them. Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay, I need to make sure I take Hong Kong first. So that's pretty. Also released the British Empire up here for some reason. They fought me about 1,000 points to do this, by the way. It's not even in the German faction, so that's just brilliant. So now comes the difficult part of the achievement, funnily enough, where we figure out how to deal with this. By the way, it also is this. Plan's pretty simple. We're gonna sit here, we're gonna produce like 10 billion planes, and then we're gonna go to war with the Germans. Once we're at war with the Germans, we're gonna blow up their air force, and then when their air force is blown up, at the very last minute, we're gonna invade Japan. We're not gonna call in our puppet, though, until Japan is literally just about to capitulate. Which is just gonna make it so we don't actually have to fight in Asia at all, because I don't know if you can see, Japan has a lot of land and the Germans have all of Russia essentially, so it won't be too fun. But yeah, this essentially means we are gonna have to bunker down in Iberia until we destroy the German Air Force, which I guarantee is absolutely disgusting. So the worst part about all of this is as soon as I actually go ahead and declare this war, I will no longer pretty much be able to build any planes, because I don't have any aluminum or rubber. So gotta make sure that we're doing this when the time is right. No point waiting any longer. Time to throw the world into even more chaos. They're wondering, like, whoa, this sure is in the future. And it is sure in the future. Years in the future, technically. And, I'm ready to jump out a window. Yeah, you know, the whole plan was to, like, just sit there forever and wait for them to destroy their planes. We did that. That was fine. Took about 2.5 hours in real time. The game runs complete snail's pace at this point. And, if you want to guess how many planes I destroyed until the Germans ran out of planes, 100,000. One of the worst parts is that Manchuria just broke free of Japan as I had finally capitulated them. And quite literally the worst part why I didn't really bother recording much is every time I do capitulate someone, like I capitulated all of Europe just a second ago, they'll just land somewhere. Japan just keeps naval invading and freeing people. I don't even know where they got back into Russia from. I mean, at this point, I have so many planes. I have 1,000 factories, I just realized. And, yeah, my tanks are overpowered. The submarines, by the way, if I don't have my navy all blocked around, they'll wipe out all of my convoys in about 2 seconds. Yeah, I have everything around my country blocked right now. If I don't, I die. Well, I just don't even care anymore. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna go capitulate Japan. I'm out of here. My God. It's finally over. Alright, give me the achievement. Please tell me that is it. Is the game just gonna crash? If the game crashes, did I get it? Hello? There you go. Oh, God. Do I recommend doing this achievement on non-historical? No, don't ever do that. That's what made this absolutely horrendous. I wish I could have shown something more interesting that went down during everything, but that last couple hours I've been playing, 3 hours now, not worth anything. This achievement wasn't worth it. I should have restarted, and just if I restarted when I had to do the great Star Wars battle in the sky over Iberia, I probably would have already got that achievement done by now, at the same time 5 years earlier in the game. But yeah, having to fight Germany that powerful was not fun. I think I converted all of China at this point, yeah, in just to a giant rubber and oil factory, because I just I ran out. But yeah, I hear a lot of people have terrible times with this achievement, and yeah, play it on historical. That's all I'm gonna say. It'd go way better, and you won't have to play the game until 1949. But yeah, until next time, Gravy Timmies. Next time, I'm gonna play a better achievement, and I'm never doing an achievement off historical ever again. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button down below.